guys, come on in, come on in. I'm ready over here, waiting for y'all to come home. Oh my God, Anna, get your butt back over here. Get your butt back over here, guys. We got tricked. We got bamboozled. we got we got the banana in the tailpipe on us. That dude clickbait us, telling Satan about Azriel's side of the story. Azriel's gonna be the special guest. He clickbait us, put Azriel's name in there. What? Oh my God, y'all. Hoodwink, bamboozle. That's what he did to us. Oh my God. Dottie, he tricked us. He tricked us. Y'all need to get your butt from over there and come on home. Y'all got tricked. Y'all got tricked. Y'all got bamboozled, hoodwink, everything. And he's milking that money off your tails. He's milking it. He's milking us. He's milking us. He kicked your butts off the live. He makes his own rules as he go. He's a flake, y'all. He's making money off of R. Kelly. This dude, man, he got on the R. Kelly train and he's trying to milk it. Tricks, he's doing trick or treat. He did trick or treat on us, y'all. Dom, when you get on this link, don't be cussing because we're on the right track. We're on the right channel now. Do not cuss in this channel. Do not cuss. Okay, y'all. This is the right channel. We're back on this side because remember, there are professionals looking at this channel. So please keep it G. Okay? To keep it G. Keep it G. Nova, yes, you did. You told. Oh my God. Oh my God, y'all. Yes, you did. Yes, he did. He told us not to go. Yes, you did. Hirush Fresh TV. Yes, you told us. Yes, you told us what he was about. The game he was about to do. Yes, you did. But we're such big dumb. We're sitting over there. Come on, y'all. Get out of there. He blocked you 5 times. No, but y'all need to get your tail. Y'all have a home. Y'all need to get your tail from over there across the street. Come home. Come back home. Come back home. Tell DJ he need to go live. Tell everybody that's on this side, go live and take your people back from over there. Because this dude is trying to milk that money off of R. Kelly. I don't care. He ain't for R. Kelly. He ain't for none of us. He try to play like he neutral. He ain't neutral. You see how he was doing the people that was on R. Kelly's side? You see how he was doing? He's trying to spread the agenda along the way, make it higher. He made us think that he was for R. Kelly. And if guys, Spitting Fire going live too. She trying to get her people. We trying to get our folks back into our channel. They better get their butt out of there. Come on, y'all. Go get them out of there. He's not going to bring you from the backstage. I wouldn't go. You see me, I ain't going on his channel no more. I unsubscribed. I moved on. I'm never going back on that channel. Oh, no. That channel don't have nothing for me. That channel's not good. Guys, I think we were real dum-dums for over there. No, 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 I wasn't talking. I was talking. I was trying to call my husband. Spitfire said, why? I asked why. Now I see why. Clickbait. Clickbait. Choke, no joke. Yeah, he clickbait us. He clickbait us. He put Azriel's name in there thinking, and we're such dum-dums. We over there trying to hear what that dude was not going to bring Azriel on there because she was not coming on it. Y'all know it was a game. It was a way for them to get us over there. You guys get from over there now. We're trying to pull y'all from over there. We got only 48 folks and they still hovering over there. We got people who going to screenshot. We all don't need over there to be over there. 2 hours, almost 3 hours of nonsense. Well, 3 hours now of nonsense. Hold on, Shakira. Come on in. 3 hours of nonsense. It was trash. Exactly, McCain. It was a bunch of trash. He clickbait us to get over there and get money, and I wish I had my money back, man. His last video has been all about R. Kelly, and he got 6+ views. Wow. Absolutely foolishness. Just right, Tiffany. Az was going to do what pays her some money. His regular video gets under 1K. His y'all, we don't need to be over there. Yeah, he's milking. That's why he needs some money, and he got us going over there giving him money. No, he didn't have us. We did. We chose to go over there, give him our hard-earned money. Shakira, say something.
Oh, sorry, Sylvia. I was like spaced out for a second. I just wanted to come on and say today, when Spit and Fire was live, a lot of what you're saying right now, I was trying to explain to her, but when you're typing in the chat, you can't really, you can only type with so much. And he's this type of dude, okay? I watched him for years. For years, I followed him. And it's like when he has a problem with somebody, he'll come on his whatever platform he's on, and he'll rant and he'll rave and he'll, air out his grievances. And he did this a lot with Jay-Z, with Damon Dash, because he's from the Rockefeller era. And recently, it was like a couple months ago, as soon as he got that cool or whatever business deal that he secured with Jay-Z, he came on his platform when this man has sat on his platform for years and ranted about Jay-Z and Rockefeller and Dame Dash and whoever. And then all of a sudden, he just wanted people to stop talking about him. What made me just unsubscribe from his platform and stop, donating to him, I didn't like the way he handled the Jessica Reed situation. And that, to me, exposed, even though I saw things, now I'm not going to say it exposed his true character, it solidified to me what I already thought of him. Because here it is, you have this girl, you get up with her, you do a documentary, you come on, you believe her stories, you say she did everything right, she did everything that these other people in this situation didn't do. You said you sat with the detectives for at least 5 hours and that you believed her, you swore down to this. And then recently, whatever happened, I guess Jessica wanted to go in a different direction, or from what I remember, and she was working with another guy, And remember when the whole thing happened with Kwame, the whole big blow up happened, and he was going off on DJ Envy and Charlemagne, and
I
you know
remember.
that whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
So around that time, Jessica got dragged into that because what Charlemagne did on the Breakfast Club.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what brought Jessica Reed back up. And I don't blame Jessica. I'm sure, you know, she probably was sitting back, you know, like everybody. And it's not Kwame's fault. He just fought fire with fire. And she saw it as an opportunity to probably, you know, a bigger platform to tell her story without other people telling it.
Mm-hmm.
From there, I don't know what happened. There was some behind the scenes stuff, and you know, uh, her and Choke got into it, and then he had to
Jessica
like
and Choke?
Jessica and Choke got into it. They had some
What?
behind the scenes uh stuff.
Uh-huh.
Jessica never, to my knowledge, I could be wrong, never brought this to any platform. He was on the lead attorney's show, and the guy, his name is John Crimes. He does like crime. He's like, you know, he does crime documentaries and stuff like that. And he has another channel. They had some sort of interaction. Choke came on the platform. He was going off. You see how like Angelo was acting tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Choke is that same type of guy. So he was going off. He was like cutting people off. Then Jessica came onto the platform.
Mm-hmm.
And then he started going back and forth, and they kind of had where Jessica didn't want to get into it, but he just kept on going. Long story short, the documentary with Jessica, you know, she ended up working with Kwame and Star and what's his Kwame Star and the guy I just told you about.
The
And
one who did the
Choke was mad because this is just my opinion from what I watched and what I observed and listened to. I feel like he had his own plans for Jessica, and he wanted her to go in a direction that she didn't want to go in. And when she linked up with Star and everybody, he got upset. Fine, that's one thing, but this is where I drew the line. He then, as of about a month or so ago, maybe a little longer, he literally started coming on his platform and calling her a liar and saying, apologizing to Charlemagne and saying that he made a mistake and that he knew she was lying. So when I say he lacks integrity, I say that to say this. If you felt that somebody was lying on somebody, I personally don't watch The Breakfast Club, and I haven't for many years. I don't like. I don't really care for Charlamagne. I don't care for his energy, so I don't watch it. But with that being said, if he felt that that man was innocent, why would you go to the lengths that you did if you really believe that and do what you did and put those and do what you did? The other my thing is I don't believe that he did not I don't believe that he felt Jessica was lying. I feel as though he's looking at it from a business move. He's looking like, okay, how can I make money? The same way he did tonight. And I knew something. I didn't know exactly what it was gonna be tonight, Sylvia, but I just knew something was up. Like my spirit just felt off. I'm not subscribed to his channel, but I did go. I said, let me click on here and just see what it was. As soon as I saw Angelo's face, I already knew. That's why I kept popping in and out, because I couldn't sit there the whole time and just listen to Angelo. I think that's slimy what he did. I think it's slimy what he did to Jessica, and he's just a clown to me. You know, he he'll sell his own mama out for $1. So, you know, the only good thing I can say from what I was able to catch, I
Mm.
feel that it just explodes how much of a liar he is, because he's sitting here. I've sat in the bushes. I have the transcripts myself. Someone was able to get them for me. I've sat and I've read those transcripts. I've listened in the bushes when those transcripts have been read on your channel. These are things that I didn't just look at the defense side. I looked at the government side as well. These are the things that were being brought up by the various people regarding the transcripts and what she said at trial. This is on paper. This is what she said out of her mouth. And he's still saying he got an explanation for everything. And nothing he says makes sense. Like, I don't even know how somebody can listen to him. You know, 2019, when he did the interview with DJ and and tonight, was the longest that I have ever, and I was popping in and out, but it was the longest that I have ever listened to Angelo speak. Because I don't have the and this is why I realized, I said I can't have a platform on YouTube, because I know my temperament. And when I feel like somebody is full of, you know what? I'm not going to say it, but when I feel like I'm being lied to, I don't allow people to insult my intelligence. I will cut you off and chop your head off. Not literally, but you know what I mean. I don't have patience for people like Angelo. And Azriel could sit right in his face and say something, and for the whole world to see, just like on precedents. But he'll come back and say, "Oh, R. Kelly coached her to say this and coached her to say that." You know, and I just want to say something else to Denise, because she's irritating to me. She sat there, and I was on a platform recently, another platform on YouTube recently, and everybody like Denise and people like her, they always want to talk about what he did 30 years ago and how he's been doing something for all of this time. So I'll entertain what they're saying for a second. But yet they'll get on a platform and go so hard for somebody like Angelo. And my thing is, if you want to say that he's been doing this for 30 years and all of these things that he's perverted, and he's f's little kids and so on and so forth, why would you see fit to deal with a man like that, first of all, right? If you believe that about a person, and why would you bring your child, your child, because your kid, because that's what you want to call her, why would you see fit? There's no way, if I knew that about somebody, and it was proof, and I knew that somebody was like that, I don't care who it is. I wouldn't even care if it was a family member of mine. So I just think that on this side, we just have to really, before we just, like, a lot of people was over there tonight, and I'm telling you, I've been watching him for years. I don't think I've ever seen that many people in his chat before. You know, and he's gonna come back because he's gonna get a lot of backlash, and he's gonna come back and he's gonna concoct some reasoning as to why he did what he did, and try to, make what he did okay, and it's really not. It's not okay. He's disgusting to me. I don't have no intention on ever uh listening to anything he has to say anymore. He wasn't asking, uh he wasn't, he was allowing him to just not only just try to control the narrative, he was also allowing him to just control the interview. Like, he had no control over Angelo. He had no control over him. And that was sad. And then when he, like, I noticed that certain people like Dom, when Don, he's like, "Oh, you had a channel," and I'm like, I've never seen Dom. I've seen Dom on your channel and Randy's channel, but that's not true. And he was just like, when Denise came on, she didn't even have a question, but he sat there and let her just do that. And I was so, at that point, I was like, nah, let me get out of here, because I don't have the patience. Like I said, I will. I started to click on, but I said, you know what? No, because if I got on there, I would have went to a place and it just wouldn't have been good. I would have burned Angelo up for real, because I know what type he is. You know, he likes to overtalk. As soon as you point out, I have a cousin who acts similar to him. If you confront him with the truth, he's gonna lash out. He's gonna become combative, argumentative. He's gonna curse. He's gonna get aggressive because he doesn't want to hear the truth. And for him to feel like he didn't fail her, that tells me that something is like mentally wrong with him. For him to think that he has no responsibility in what happened. If we're going to hold people accountable, then people need to be held accountable across the board. Not just Robert, but everybody. And even the Jane Doe federal informant. I won't dignify her by saying her name, but even her, you know, she has to take accountability. You know right from wrong. You know, everybody wants to say, "Oh, they were kids and they were kids and they were kids." And listen,
Yeah.
if this was a criminal situation, let her 17-year-old self go get behind the wheel of a car, get caught drinking and driving, get in an accident. They're gonna she's gonna be held accountable. And this is what I never agreed with about the justice system, and because it just doesn't make sense. Even if, let's say, you get charged as a juvenile, you are still held accountable. He didn't go hunting these so-called children down. These parents were lying, being deceitful, and bringing their children to him under false pretenses. Now, should he have uh, done his due diligence as far as like age requirements and stuff like that? Uh, no. Let me back up. Not necessarily age requirements, but just checking out people's background. You understand what I'm saying? Because anybody can go get an ID now, you know, and they can take identification and go into a motor vehicle or wherever and get an ID, and it doesn't have their real age. So, but when you go and you do background checks and you do extensive background checks on people, you'll find out these things. So some of that, you know, I do, and I have faulted Robert for that. I've always said that I felt he was guilty of things. I just don't feel that he is guilty as charged in the indictments. I don't feel that he did the things that he was charged with. And based on the evidence that was presented in the transcripts, and even what Angela was saying now, I think I don't feel like it was proved. And one of the other things that one of the people that said on the panel, and I'm glad he put that. I'm glad that this person said that. I don't remember the guy's name, but he said, I'm listening to R. Kelly in my car. and I will always listen to his music. And if I want to support his music, when if I want, which I already have pretty much all, I really have all of his music. But if I want to support him in any way that I can, then I will. Because my thing is this: with the government or with anybody, if you're not going to hold these parents accountable for their own children, you're not going to hold me accountable for what parents allowed. So if the law feels, you know what, the parents, they claim all of this stuff, he did all this for 30 years, and all of a sudden 2021, you know, all of this stuff comes out, because 30 years would be about 1991. So if he's been doing all of this for years, and nobody saw fit to do anything, and even these parents, even with, you know, the allegations that everybody just loves to bring up, he can still, you know, people can pick and choose. So I'm picking and choosing, and I'm choosing to still listen to his music and support him, and I make no apologies for that. You know, at the end of the day, these parents didn't even care enough about their children to, you know, your child is skipping school, going to a courtroom, sneaking into a trial, watching you know, pornographic images and stuff like that. Those are not my kids. So until my kid, which I don't have children, but until, if I did, until a child, but I've raised, you know, I've raised and helped take care of children. So until somebody that I've raised or that I have dealings with ends up in the hands of a predator, then someone can try to guilt trip me or hold me accountable. You know, these, you know, you all of these parents, it's not like hid the allegations, even if they were, even if they weren't proven, or let's just say he got off. How many parents would just let their kids go with people that they don't know? Because I can't relate. Before I ever stayed the night at somebody's house that wasn't my family, I was 18 years old. I was 18 years old, and basically I was on my own because I was in college. So I did what I wanted to do at that point, you know. But these parents, they want you to, oh well, you know, he did this and he did that, but you knew all of this beforehand. So why are you trying to guilt trip other people and make it seem like it's something wrong with us for wanting to listen to the music, or, you know what, however we choose to support him. But you know, that's my feelings. I don't um I don't care, you know, what anybody has to say. And you know, if this was, because I don't consider this that situation, the only thing real about this situation to me is that a man's life has been destroyed, and he now sits in jail awaiting sentencing and facing other legal stuff. But and if you were to, if your daughter Sylvia was younger and you went into Walmart and you left her in the car and something happened to her, would you not be held accountable? Would you not be brought up on charges? You absolutely would. Just like the girl who, I don't know if everybody was paying attention to this story, but it was a young mother. She had went to work, she left her 3 kids, she was staying at a hotel. She was working at some fast food place. She left her kids, went to work. Now, she left her kids to go to work. And somehow the cops showed up. She was arrested, even though, you know, people set up a GoFundMe and they bailed her out. And she ended up, you know, making out good. That woman, at least for the time being, was held accountable. And I just find it very problematic that nobody sees anything wrong with, you know, uh, these parents not being held accountable. And even there's been some people that I've come across, just in my personal life, and when this topic comes up, the first thing that people say, if he did all of this, where was these girls' parents at? How did these kids get to him? So I think the where were the parents? Where are the parents? I think that's very relevant, you know. And just one more thing. The panel that I was on recently, it was this is how delusional people are. And I was on the panel, and I brought up the parents. And so when I said, because I told him, I said, at this point, I said a jury has already decided his fate. So when I came on the panel, I made it clear. I said, I don't want to argue guilt or innocence. I want to speak about, now that they got him, what is going to be done to the parents. And it was just like total deflection, just like Angelo was. Well, I'm not going to say the name that I normally call him on your panel, but I'm going to just say that guy. The people started deflecting. One guy, he brought up, he said, well, something about herpes. And I said, well, where's the proof that he gave anyone herpes? Where's the proof? I said, because I'm still looking for it. And then he just like stuttered, So a lot of people are ignorant to the facts. A lot of people are ignorant to the facts of this case, but there's a lot of willfully ignorant people, and those are the people that I have no tolerance for. And I don't really have a lot of tolerance to be just explaining anymore, because now the information is out there. People can go and research it and read it and do their own homework, and then come to their own opinions. But that's all I really wanted to vent about real quick. But yeah, Choke is a clown. If anybody is subscribed to his channel, unsubscribe, and just don't go over there, because he doesn't have integrity. I wouldn't even be surprised if him and Angelo planned that together. I wouldn't be surprised. And I wouldn't be surprised if they done sat back and done already calculated, and they probably sitting there cracking up laughing and probably going to break bread. I don't put nothing past Choke. I don't put nothing past Angelo. But I'm gonna get off. I just wanted to come on for a little bit. I'm gonna go back in to chat. Yeah, Dom, he doesn't have integrity. I said that on Spit and Fire's platform today. He lacks integrity. He'll sell his mama. He probably will sell his daughter for the right price.
Wow.
And well, this is something he said on his platform, so I can repeat it. But according to Choke, neither one of his daughters, he has two daughters, and neither one of his daughters deal with him.
They don't deal with him?
No, he said this out his own mouth.
I wonder why.
Yeah. He's gonna let that dude. He's a bottom feeder. He got that crab in the barrel mentality, and he just see this as a way to make money. That's it. That's it. That's what it was about. Clicks. It was about views, and I couldn't put my finger on it, but I'm telling you. So I said, this is going to be some stuff, and I said I'm not going to watch it, but I said no. Let me go over here and just peek real quick. As soon, and I'm the whole intro. I'm like, I'm kind of, because he's very long winded. He's like, the thing is, he is Angelo. He is Angelo. So I'm like, okay, let's just get to it. And it takes him forever. And then when he does bring, he goes through this whole spiel. Don't do this. Don't say that. Da 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 da. Whatever. And then Angelo comes on. But at first I was gonna, because I wanted to say something when Denise was on the panel, so I was gonna drop a super chat. But I said, you know what? I don't even want this clown to get my money. I said no, I won't even do it. Yeah, everything's a lie. And you notice? Did you notice when Angela was talking? Everything that Israel testified to, that's in the transcripts about her parents. Oh, she's lying. She's lying. But then when it comes to Robert, it's like, oh, everything is the truth. And let me say this: even if I did believe that he was guilty, let's say if I was on that jury and I went in and I said, this man, and I believed it, what it made, what would have made me, even if I felt like he done something wrong and he might have been guilty. This is how my mind works. If you tell one lie, you'll tell two lies. So once you tell me you lied, I ignore everything else after the lie. And maybe that's wrong, but that's just how I am. Because I'm not going to sit there and either you're going to tell the truth or else. There's no in between. So again, for me, once you just tell a lie, I'm not going to sit there and have to cherry pick through, okay, well, you are lying here, but you're telling the truth over here, and then you lie again. But no, no, and everybody's saying, oh, he's going to jail, what a lot of these people that's sitting around need to realize this, okay? First of all, juries get it wrong. Juries have gotten it wrong. That's why there's an appeals court, all the way up, an appeals process all the way up to the Supreme Court. And people want to pick and choose and be selective, and when they hold people accountable. And that's a problem. Everybody always want to talk about, oh, in the black community, about young black girls and molesting, all of this, rape. That doesn't happen in every black household. That's the first thing. The second thing is, black people of color, have always been biased and selective in holding people accountable. I accept the verdict. I accept what, the jury said, but I don't agree with it. And I don't believe, based off of what I've read, what I've seen, and I've talked to, legal people. And I talked to someone recently, a legal person, and I'm not going to if we were on the other channel, I would repeat it, but I just don't want to repeat it on this channel. But I talked to someone who's been in the legal field for over 35 years, and they gave me some even great insight. Because I'm not going to lie, when I first heard the verdict or whatever, and I started thinking, I said, well, did the attorneys really do everything that they could? And when I spoke with this person and I told them how I was feeling, they stopped me dead in my tracks. They stopped me and they said, look, and they broke it down. And they basically told me in so many, that pretty much they told me that the case was already decided. And when you get a case of this magnitude, literally about 2 months before trial, there's no way that you can, you know, properly prepare, uh, and that, but what you can go, you go in and basically do what Koenig did and was laid a groundwork, for an appeal. And, you know, DJ says, delay doesn't mean deny. Yeah, it was for me, the verdict. And I know, Sylvia, you always say, oh, not guilty, not guilty. And I wouldn't say it out of respect on your platform, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I said this and I typed this in the chat once. I said, my prediction was a hung jury. I never had any expectation of him being found not guilty by 12 people that I knew would not operate off of facts and common sense and logic. It would be emotional based and off in innuendo, and that's all they've been fed for the last couple of years. And so when the verdict came down, I wasn't sad. I wasn't upset about the guilty part. What upset me and what made me sad, and it, like, for 2 days I just literally felt sick, was that when I remember the Mann Act. I knew what it was because I remember my uh grandfather talking about it. And just to give you an idea, my grandfather was born in 1910. So, and he lived to be in like mid 90s. And when so I always knew the history behind the Mann Act or whatever. And the fact that people didn't even realize, and I was happy that, like, Nas, he pointed this out. He said, you said he did this, and you said that, and you said he's a pedophile. Like, well, convict him of that. Don't, you know, and this is why I say, you charge him with one thing, but then you say one thing and then charge him with things that have nothing to do with what we've been told for the last couple of years that he actually did. And people celebrating, and I'm like, this is some racist law that was used, and to see, like, people of color, like black, it was just sickening to me. It made me sick, like literally physically sick to my stomach, to just see that. And it's sad. It's sad because, people celebrating now, but what happens when, the regular, everybody that's sitting here, like, the guy on the other side, I don't even know his name, but he has like the funny, like, dreads, whatever. He was on a platform, on Choke's platform, and he was just spreading so many, like, fallacies. It was just sickening. What happens if he gets caught up in a situation like that? The difference between a lot of these people that's cheering this on and they're celebrating this is that if this was to happen to you, you're not going to have access to high powered attorneys to come in, or people that will come in and work pro bono on your behalf. So you wouldn't even have a chance to even fight for your freedom. You're going to take that, and you'll probably be spending, if not the rest of your life in jail, they'll end up spending, sorry, a substantial amount of time. So people need to really think about, what it is that they celebrate and what it is that they cheer on. And that's all I really have, Sylvia. Thank you for having me on your platform. I'm gonna stay on, but
Sorry,
I'm
I'm
just gonna.
trying to unmute this thing. I was having a hard time.
Yeah, I'm looking at the chat too. I'm gonna just listen in. I'm gonna mute myself. I'm gonna stay on, but I'm gonna just mute myself and just listen in. Okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right. Thank
definitely.
you.
You're welcome. Look, he's saying that we only did the defense part. We read both part. I don't understand what Angelo was talking about.
I definitely would have said that if I would have got picked up and been able to hear. I could not hear on his yard stream.
Mm-hmm.
I had so many questions, but I could not hear them responding. There was such a delay.
Because I think because you had the TV on. You had it on your TV, right?
I did. I had it on my TV, but I couldn't hear on my phone at all. So I had to watch my TV in order to even get any of it back.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Hey everyone. So dipped in was good, Marshall. Dipped in I can't remember
No
Grace.
cussing.
I'm not. No, I'm not. Dipped in Grace. Yeah, he called me infamous Dom, okay? And that's because I think it's because obviously he's seen me on Sylvia's channel, and what Angelo tends to do is he knows I have good questioning. I'm not saying I'm the smartest person in the world. I'm not this, I'm not that. I'm not better than anyone. That's not what I'm saying. But when it comes to asking some questions, I like to ask questions. Does it make it better than someone else's? No. But I like to ask very specific questions. That's how me and Randa both are. We like to get to the nitty gritty and we will debunk everything that you're saying. And that's exactly what I did from the very beginning of the live. I was in Choke's chat and, commenting. I was like, wow, Azriel's coming. I was like, that can't be. I was like, she wouldn't just do that, And then towards the halfway through, I said that I guarantee you it's going to be Angelo. So I was in the chat, commenting, everybody's commenting, whatever. And so then he finally comes up and when Angie did a 19-hour live way back when, remember when everybody popped up on that panel? It was like everybody, remember that? So that day I had me and Joe the Ryan were first on there. And obviously we were on there for a little bit. I went to sleep, all that. I came back, I woke up and you guys were still on there, whatever. My point is Angelo was on there. And when I tried clicking the link, I clicked it. And right when I got up, he ended the lot. He ended the link on his side. So every time he sees me pop up, he will run.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And so obviously this wasn't his channel, but this Choke guy, he made up he said, I made videos about him. I'm like, for one, I don't got a channel. For two, I don't even know you. I just started coming to your channel like 2 days ago when when someone sent it to me because it was an R. Kelly topic. So I went to your channel. So my point is this, is you're scared. You don't want to ask the real questions because nobody's asked a lot of the real questions that I have written down. I went and looked at a few more people have asked stuff, but you were debunking. And I noticed that this Choke person is just a second ago when I went and looked, Sincerely Me Bree was on there. And he literally, she was speaking about the homeschooling situation, how he lied about that. And Choke, no joke, literally just ended her. He said, we're not about to do that, and ended her. And I'm like, how are you not going to let her finish? And she's asking something that applies to what's going on. And then so he's basically letting Angelo get an easy way out and not answering the real dang questions.
They don't want to hear the truth.
Exactly. And I think that's whack. Like, how are you going to come up here, have someone on here, and then not let them answer? Because see, what he didn't realize is the first half of that interview, Angelo did say a lot, and he did tell on himself. He got debunked on a lot of stuff, and I wrote some stuff down. So that's what he didn't want. And this Choke person, I went and looked at his channel. He only has 1,100 subscribers, so he's not a big time blogger. He has 1,100 subscribers, and if you go to all his videos, the last five to six videos have all had R. Kelly in the topics, and they all have over 1,000 views, 2,000, 3,000, 6,000, 10,000.
Wait. He only has 1,100 subscribers?
Yes.
We're bigger than him over here? Then we're trying to run over there?
Yes, what? Sylvia, 1,100. Let me tell you. And the last 5 to 6 videos all have R. Kelly in the topic, whether it's, talking about whatever, and they all have 2.2 thousand, 6,000, 10,000. And then prior to that of him doing normal videos, this man has 389 views, 600 views. So he's using this for a come up because he knows that when you put R. Kelly in that topic, you're getting views, period. So that's what he's doing. And just from watching the entire live, from the time that I got off, so many people sent super chats. So just alone right there, I mean, obviously they take money, whatever, but he still made a few hundred off that.
Wow.
So he's using, and then he's not even letting the guests answer the questions. Like, that's whack. So my fault, but go ahead. That's all I wanted to say.
Wow, you guys, that is so terrible.
Clout chaser.
Oh my God.
Nah, that nigga fake. I got blocked because I said he was fake, which I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So Marshall, so then Yeah, so I had went in like I did the StreamYard,
Yeah.
and he let me on at first, but he said, he said Angelo was like, "Oh, infamous Dom K," and then the dude Choke was like, "You made videos about me," and then ended the live. I'm like, I don't even know you. I don't even have a
Yeah.
channel. And then so I went
Well,
back
you have
under a
never talked about him, so why would he
Yeah.
even call you
yeah.
infamous?
I didn't even know this man existed until 2 days ago when he did the R. Kelly video. So like I'm confused. So then I went under my a backup channel. I made another account under StreamYard, YouTube, and it popped up. I went under Dom K again, and then it blocked. He blocked it. It said blocked. So then I went under. I had to make a whole nother account, and I changed the name, and I put a different picture. But then he won't even let you up on the StreamYard unless you show your face. So I took off my hat, put my lighting better so you could see my face. He blocked it again. Went back a fourth time, which was the last time, changed the complete name, took off my hat, made my hair a little better so you could see me more clear, blocked me again. I'm like, I don't even know you, dude. He didn't want them questions because I was saying in the chat,
Yeah.
I have 15 questions. I got
Yeah.
a lot of
I
questions
seen
for
it,
Angelo.
Dom. I seen. I said,
Yeah,
oh, that's why.
I was in there. And I
Yeah.
was saying stuff. I wasn't just, free R. Kelly. And so I was actually saying
Yeah.
like real stuff that applies to what he's saying and debunking his lies. You see, so he didn't want that.
Yeah, man.
So
He ain't trying to hear the
that's all.
truth. You feel me?
He didn't want it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, he a poser. He fake.
It's Fig. I'm telling you, the channel that he's on right now, I saw it with my own two eyes. He has 1.1K subscribers on that channel. I saw it with my own eyes.
Wow.
Oh,
I'm gonna see if I could go if
yeah,
I
he
go
ain't trying to
screenshot
hear the
that.
truth.
Exactly.
Wow. 1.1
Yep.
hundred subscribers.
He might have had more in the
1,100.
past, but now no. Now he does
Okay,
not
what's
have
your
more.
question? Stay safe. You want me to put the link in so you can come in and ask the question?
Yep. You think he's slick? He ain't no big
Just
blogger.
saying a brand new channel. Just
Yeah,
saying it's a brand new channel. He says it's a brand new channel.
yeah. I think so. That's what I'm saying. I think it is, but
No,
still.
his IG is a brand new channel, not his YouTube.
Oh, okay. I don't know, but I just know I looked. I
What's
seen
they
that
say
with
is
my own
one?
eyes.
It was up to 1.7 Ks.
Yeah, he been on the scene for a long time, and I'm not saying that he hasn't. He does know a lot of industry people. He's been in the industry. The man is like 50, 60, whatever. He's old, like he's older. So I'm not disputing that. But what I don't like is that how are you gonna come up and then let you saying you're letting people on the panel, but then and I'm not even we can even just take off my situation. Like you could, people could say, well, he's mad at his situation. Even if you just I'm not even talking about my situation. I just went and looked. He been cutting people off the whole last hour.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how are you gonna let people come up and not ask the man the questions? You might as well just not even, you might as well just look in the chat and then say, hey, this is what they're saying. Boom. How are you gonna let people come up? You're saying you're gonna let them up, and then when they come up, you cutting them off, being disrespectful, rude. But we the ones who are giving you the views. We're the ones who are giving you the donations. So how are you gonna sit up here and do that to people? I don't understand that.
He
That's
started off
wrong.
They
seeming,
say he.
I'm sorry.
Say you.
He,
No, go ahead.
he started off seeming like he was on his head and like he wasn't going for the bullshit. And then all of a sudden he veered more towards his side.
Yes, he did.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yep. And I don't know. I think he might have saw because that's kind of what he did with Levi. I think he saw how people in the chat, and this guy doesn't know what the real stuff is going on. We've been following
Yeah.
this case for 3 years, so we
Yeah.
know the nitty gritty. We know everything.
Yeah.
Okay. He doesn't, and so he probably he probably feels like people are attacking him or whatever. But it's like, then don't have him on your channel. I mean, we just asking real questions.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
I'm
OVOC
confused.
wasn't saying anything in the chat except for he's guilty. Like, come with facts. Come with
Right.
something more
Thank
than what
you.
you're saying. And when the girls got up there and spoke for Angelo in their passionate ways, they didn't. They negated to speak about the fact that these girls had to lie, steal, cheat to be in this man's presence. They didn't just come as some children and he's a pedophile and he wanted them. They
Yep.
worked their way into getting to his presence. Like, I don't understand. I have a 17-year-old, so I will never understand the mindset of just feeling like, oh, he did it. He was looking for her, even though she manipulated him. You know, I just don't get that.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand either.
That
Still,
last female said, if anybody came after my king, and I wanted to speak so bad and say, girl, one of these little girls is gonna lie on your little king, and then what? Like, you cannot just automatically say I'm gonna believe her without any evidence, and when her actions are contradicting everything she's saying.
Right. You just can't let people up there and not, you know, like it's not. That ain't right.
I don't know. That last girl, Emmy, asked the question about Az going home, but he deflected. He said she never came home, but she clearly said on trial that she got sent home and her mother made her go back.
Yep.
That's the part that's killing me. Hello, everyone.
What's up? Hi.
It just don't make no sense to lie that he's over there telling. Like he's trying to say that the interview he did with DJ on Facebook was chopped and screwed. And he's talking about if anybody can find the original video, he would give them $500. I'm like, you really gonna say this? And it was people that was on their Facebook live that saw this. I was one, and that was live. DJ didn't cut anything
live.
out.
I was on it too.
And nothing was cut.
I don't know
This
what that
guy
is.
lies so much. I see the whole damn family as a liar, if you ask me. It's
I
sad.
wanted so bad for Shabazz to come. Everybody kept on saying in the chat, I hope Shabazz come. I hope Shabazz come.
Man. Oh, but before, so when Sylvie was on her backup channel, just before she went on this live, like I said, I wrote down probably almost 20 questions that I was going to ask Angelo. And one of them, and I was like, I'm not going to let him get away with it, was when he was saying, R. Kelly didn't give her no panties at the tour or whatever through the pen. Azriel literally tweeted after that tour and said that she got panties at the tour. He was just on Choke's live. Yeah.
What he said was he coached her to say that. He didn't know her.
Right.
He didn't
That's
know her. What do you mean he coached her?
Exactly. He didn't know her at that point. And not only that, he also said he said that she ended up on the stage. And I'm like, I was like, well, if she's standing right next to you, how would she just end up on stage? He said, well, I didn't see her. I said, what? That don't make no sense. See, you gotta ask stuff like that. You know, be like, how would she just jump up on the stage when she went to the show with you and you standing right next to her?
Didn't Kenneth call her out in her lie on that? She wasn't on the stage. She was on a fucking speaker.
Thank you.
Right.
Twerking on the piece.
Sorry for cursing.
See? There you
and
are.
I have the screenshot from her page saying, am I the only black girl who doesn't know how to twerk? In court, we just said you twerk. What are you talking about?
Right. Then I was gonna ask him about his because he was saying R. Kelly's a sex offender, this, that, and the third. And see, when people start saying, he starts seeing in the chat when people was like, well, aren't you? Because I know I was saying it. I said, well, you served jail time for a sex charge. And see, he switched the subject real quick.
Yes, he
was
did.
like, oh, something else. He said something else. He wanted no parts of anyone bringing that up. You see what I'm saying?
Young lady just came on there and asked him what about the 2 charges, and choked. You know, the dude, he cut her off, and I didn't like that. I was like,
see,
he being rude to everyone.
Answer, though. He said that we can't read and we follow bloggers, and if we knew how to understand the charges, then it had nothing to do with children or anything like that.
See,
he did respond to it.
Exactly. Then I really wanted to ask him about the lighting. Why would you said that you don't need R. Kelly and you a self-made millionaire and this, that, and the third. Your kids, he was bragging, my daughters, they had cars when they were 16 years old. They've been driving since they were 16. But yet you still tried to use R. Kelly to get to where for a record deal and money. And you still used him. And if you're a millionaire, why do you need to use R. Kelly for your lighting? Why does Alice need to be the high? They didn't say just a regular personal assistant. They said like the executive personal assistant. Why did they need to do that? Why
just like their daughter?
Exactly. Why hasn't she spoken out in 2 years? I mean, these are type of stuff I like to ask. And like I said, he wouldn't have wanted no parts of that. That's why they didn't. You know what I'm saying?
They
Because he
really
would have been
asking some
stuck.
good questions, though. They
No,
asking
they
good
did. They did.
questions,
They did. They
but
did. I'm
he
not
cutting
taking that
them
from them.
off.
Yeah.
He hanging up in
Exactly.
their face. I think that's rude. That's so rude.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what I was just saying. How I think it's very rude how anytime, because people did ask really good questions, when they would ask them really good questions that were proving Angelo wrong, he would cut them off. Angelo would either cut them off or the choke person would like end the link.
Yes, because the guy who came on that was like, I'm not for or against. He was like, but why every time somebody asks you a question, you be deflecting? He was like, you
Right.
won't answer the question directly. You try to go around it. And he was
He's
like, what
a
do you mean?
salesperson. He's a
Yeah,
manipulator.
yeah. He was
Yep.
like, what do you mean? And they was about to, get the arguing. He was like, no, we weren't gonna get the arguing. So, Choke cut him. Of course, um, took him off, and I'm just like, wow, you should have let that man get that out. He want to know. Like, that's crazy. All of us want to know. He go around the question that's being
Mm-hmm.
asked. I'm like, don't take us
Exactly.
all the way around Hooterville just to answer the question. He still don't never answer the question. He answer a question with a question. That's how he does majority of the time, which is
Exactly.
weird.
Yeah, 312. No, I'm not saying that. Yeah, people definitely had good questions. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying anytime that there was a good question that wasn't in favor
Hmm.
of him, of Angelo, that's when they would either get the StreamYard cut off,
Yeah.
interrupted, whatever. They didn't want no parts of that at all. And I think that that's wrong. Like if you're going to have people on your panel to ask questions, I mean, you could do whatever you want to do. You grown, it's your panel. I get all of that. But is it right? No. You
No.
know, it's wrong. And all these people we sitting up there watching you, giving you views, donating to you, that's the least you could do. Or just do
Exactly.
like Levi. You see, he should have just did how Levi did. I'm gonna have Angelo come up and then I'll do a follow-up live with the questions or whatever, or talk about it or whatever.
And
So
Exactly.
Angelo is not exclusive. Like we've seen him on several
Mm-hmm.
platforms. So the way he just used him as clickbait, like we wouldn't have went over there if it was just Angelo.
exactly.
Fact.
Exactly. Yep. I agree.
That was messed up.
Clickbait. That's all it was. Clickbait.
Yeah, that was very irritating. And it's just funny because this dude is a whole clown.
I was
He
so
literally
confused when you
telling
got
himself.
kicked off. I was like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
real.
Like, what?
man. I don't know.
Like that was. But I've been blocked since yesterday. So
Oh yeah, they
Right.
blocked me too, huh?
I think you're prominent on YouTube, Dom K, because you're on all the platforms. So even if you don't have a page, they like we know you're one of them.
Right, right. Because I do. I mean, I haven't really, but yeah, no, I feel you though. I am very vocal and I speak out. And Angelo definitely knows who I am because I have, like, I haven't made a video or anything like that, but I've been on panels and live, talking about the parents
he
and
said your
him and,
name. He was
right.
agreeing like, oh, dumb. And then he said, oh, you were, what he say? You made a video about me. Click. I was like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah. I don't even know him. I've never heard of this choke guy until 2 days ago. So, and I
I
wouldn't do
swear I
that.
didn't
Y'all
know
know I don't
nothing
have,
about this man.
yeah, me neither. Me neither. Someone sent it to me and, or
I
maybe it
took
was
my
recommended.
subscription back too. I
Yeah, I
unfollowed.
unsubscribed definitely because now like I said, I peep what he's doing. He's using the subscribers to get views. Anytime you talk about R. Kelly,
Hmm.
you're getting that following, that count. You know, even
Yes,
though people may say that they don't like him and stuff, they still watching that. They're still watching everything about him. That's a fact.
indeed.
You know. So I don't know. That was weird, but
He just talks so fast. He don't even realize what he be saying. He done switched up stories 4 or 5 times.
That was another thing. Everybody was only addressing what the transcript said. No one ever addressed, okay, but what about when you said this in your interviews? I
right.
mean, you
Yeah.
still flip-flopping from what you said in your interviews from the beginning.
Exactly.
Hmm.
That's another question I wanted to ask. Great point because I was gonna ask him. Well, because he literally said just today, he was saying how Azriel about the trial, right? So he was like, "Oh, well, were you at the trial?" And he said no, she didn't want us to go. She wanted to do her own thing or whatever. And I said, well, didn't you say when she was 17, you and Alice, well, Alice said it rather, but y'all both was on the interview, and you said that your 17-year-old daughter gave you a quote unquote ultimatum. And so I
Exactly.
said, aren't you the parent? That's exactly what you just did. Now she's grown, but that tells me you let your daughter tell you what to do.
No, at first he said, "My daughter's not like that. She's a sweet, loving person." But then you came right back and said that, well, if we wouldn't have let her go, then she would have told us, "I'm going anyway." That don't sound like
Right.
you a sweet little girl to me.
Right. And why
Exactly.
is no
Yep.
one addressing the fact that she just told the nutritionist lady online, it's easy to be an internet gangster. I pull up on you. Like,
Right. Yeah.
What?
It's
where
a
is the
lot.
innocent what? Do you guys remember she just told that lady who criticized her facial stuff that she'd pull up?
Then I also no, I agree. I also wanted to ask him. Remember, guys, when he actually commented. Well, for one, he's been the one. Well, a few times. I don't know now, but a few times back, last year, whatever. He was the one taking pictures, sexual, well, not sexual, but very, seducing pictures of Azriel, and she's good looking, but he was taking good pictures of her with her, all out, and he was saying my daughter Ben had a banging body, and I'm like, who says that about their child?
He said he didn't take the pictures. He
He
just
said
said
he didn't take them
he said I didn't take the pictures. He said
when I
I
could
I
pay
don't
unfollowed
for
know.
her.
it.
I don't know. I think he did, but
It's like,
that's weird.
in one token, he's saying, I have all the money, I own my own businesses, but
Yes,
then the lady gets up there and says, well, they couldn't go with her because they had to work. These are still working parents. Wait,
fact.
you own your business. You don't have to stay home. You could have went with her. What's
Yep.
the problem?
Yep.
Exactly.
And you
And
had that
one,
choice. You literally had the choice to go, and you saying, well, and he literally he contradicted himself because he said, "Oh, well, so look, remember when he brought up Disney, right? So peep this, you
yes,
guys. So he brought up Disney and he said that for acting, I guess he was going to get her into acting or something along those lines. And literally they said that she would have to they would have to sign. I think they said that the parents wouldn't be able to go, right?
yeah,
Like you
they
would
can.
sign the daughter and they can't go, and I guess it's for auditions, whatever, whatever. He said,
Yeah,
I ain't letting my daughter do that. I ain't do that. But you did it for R. Kelly. Why would you do it for R.
exactly.
Kelly but not Disney? Why did you do it
Right.
for R. Kelly but not Disney? That
Look like I would have went
raises
with the
my
company.
eyebrow.
Look like I would have
You
went with
see
the
what
company first.
exactly. That's because you was trying to set that man up from jump.
Exactly.
Oh
They
yeah,
seen
So
and
the
he
bag.
also
It was a
said
bag
too.
either way. It was
Yeah,
a bag
exactly.
either
exactly.
way.
Yep.
And then they asked him, didn't you know about Kale's um with the Aaliyah situation? His excuse was, I was I was in prison, but I heard about it. So he asked, well, did you ever see the tape? No, I never seen the tape. I didn't know if it was true.
Right.
What? I
Yeah.
just couldn't believe the stuff this man was over there saying, because this was the same stuff you was out here saying when you was going against the KL supporters. You was like, what he said, y'all King was the one that did da 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 this, and I'm just like, you just said you didn't know nothing about that. What? This
Right.
man,
Yep. He couldn't help himself. He was
he
lying.
could
Then
he was talking
then
so fast.
he
I
really
better go back
was.
and record it.
Yeah,
'Cause
I gotta go. I gotta go watch the rest of that. I haven't watched it for the past over an hour, but um, I just couldn't. I couldn't handle it no more with the dude just being rude like that. And I know
Yeah,
I talk loud, I over talk and all that, but anytime that there's a real like an interview or a professional guest or something along those lines, I'm not gonna just cut in like that because it's rude. And I just felt like that was rude and disrespectful to everybody who was on there. He was cutting everybody off, not just me. It was everyone. And that's foul.
yes, yes. If your audio was too loud, and I'm like, well, you should have turned down him because he was loud as all giddy up. I almost cursed, but yeah, he was super
Right.
loud, and I'm like, why is he screaming? Like he's like, I just talk like this, and I'm like, Nah, you offended. That's why you loud. Cause you know people know you lying.
Did y'all see some of the OVOC saying send Angelo to jail?
Yeah,
Yep,
I
Yeah,
saw
I
absolutely.
seen
What was
one
that?
of them
Okay.
got on there and
I
asked,
just was like, oh, have some of them turned on the parents finally? Oh.
Wait,
Mhm.
what did you just say? I missed that part.
Some of the OVOC was in the chat saying send Angelo to jail. He
Oh
needs to
mm-hmm.
yeah,
be put
yeah.
in jail.
I saw that. Yeah. Yeah,
I was
I
like,
guess
oh,
so. I guess
okay.
they rocking with Larry. I mean, that's what it seemed like.
Well, he has
Yeah.
cussed a few of them out.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy, man. I just think, I really wanted to ask him certain things, like even just for example, like why was it such a big deal of her dating R. Kelly 5 years later? Like, why was it all of a sudden, oh, it's
Yes.
this big thing? Okay.
Well,
And then, but you knew
I
where she
asked
was
him.
the entire time. She even told you on the little documentary in your face
Mhm.
that for one, R. Kelly was telling me to text you, call you. Is this your dad's number, your mom's number? Call you in every city. She was making that choice. She said
So
out
he
her own
addressed
mouth.
that.
And not
Okay.
only that, what was that?
He addressed that. He said that Shabazz uh, edited it. He said that
Oh,
was not
okay.
his response, and Shabazz didn't show the whole thing.
I mean, I didn't see that. I don't believe that. That's crazy. Like,
I
I
don't
believe what
either.
you're
That's
saying
why I wish
from
Shabazz would have
him.
been on.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I don't believe what Angelo's saying. And then
Me either.
also too, he kept saying, yeah, well, when your daughter is out here getting beat up by a size 12 shoe, I literally
Yeah.
was in the chat saying your daughter was sitting up there laughing,
Fact.
describing her being quote unquote beat. Someone who's being beat, that's traumatizing. They're not gonna sit up there and laugh about being beat by a 12 size shoe.
Fact.
So that's cat. And he knows that. She
Yeah.
knows that.
Somebody, she's never been hit by her own parents, so she didn't understand what.
And didn't
Exactly.
she initially say it was a Air Force One, but then said he didn't
Yeah.
own an Air Force One?
It
I
was the Air
think they
Force One.
did.
yeah, I do believe
I
so
want to
too.
say at court she said he doesn't own any Air Force Ones after she had already told the story of him beating her shoe with the shoe of it, and it was
Wow.
an Air Force One.
It's
Wow.
crazy. That's why I say he over there just lying up a storm. It don't make no sense.
I'm trying to get the specific on when he said he found out and when he switched up. Like when did it become an issue? But then he said he had already answered the question and I wasn't listening and so on and so forth, and they cut me off.
Then, yeah,
Um,
no, yeah, you're right.
Did
Yeah.
anybody catch when he
but
Another
throughout the rest of the live, he ended up saying he found out in 2016 when Ashanti told him. But by that time, she had already been gone almost a year. So it's like, what's the point? And she's already 18.
oh Jesus, him and some lady going somebody named Sunshine Frank.
They still
I've
on?
se- I've
Yeah,
seen that
they
name
still
before.
on.
So then there was another part too where I really I was curious to hear was when they were talking about that letter where he quote unquote like signed over to the assistant that was working with for Sony but working with R. Kelly. And I think Choke asked him, he said, well, did she live, like, did she have like a I forget what you call it, but like, like they have hotel rooms and whatever, like for the artists and actors and all that. I can't think of the term, but and he said he kind of just didn't even know what he was saying. He said that he just signed it over and expected this lady to chaperone her around. But I'm like, why wouldn't you chaperone her? That's your child, your daughter. And then not only that, you knew she was going to the R. Kelly tour. She was going on tour with R. Kelly. You
I'm
understand what I'm saying? It
sorry.
wasn't like she signed it over to this dude and she was going to one concert and then come back home with her. This was an entire tour.
The, I'm,
So
You know
oh
what
man,
else he said that was hella contradicting?
it was weird.
He said she was never even a fan. She didn't like his music. But
that's
then
exactly what he said.
but then he turned around and said, well, even if I would have said she couldn't do this, she would have gone to his concert. Why the fuck would she have gone to his concert? She wasn't a fan. What do you
I
mean?
don't
I'm
Exactly.
mean
sorry.
to cut y'all off, but
Sorry for the cursing.
they chat over there is going in on this man. They like throwing tomatoes at him, and they giving choke no joke. What is it? The super chat, and they was like, pimping eight. They just going crazy over there. So he just jumped
That
off.
was
So
hard. I was like, he don't have enough mods for what's going on in here.
they throwing tomatoes at this man. He got off. He said, "I'm done."
That's funny.
But he's a joke.
Boo. Get off the stage.
He's a joke. Let me see what they saying. Somebody said they all were adults. Oh yeah, and it was another young lady. I think she said she was 29. I couldn't really hear the story she was saying, but the way she was trying to line it up, she was like, "Wait a minute, you said that she drove to the hotel, but then you came back and said Alice left her car and came back." It was weird. I was just like, "Wait a minute, what?" So he got mad because she actually called him up in a lie, and of course, old dude clicked her off. And I was just like, because she looked like a little baby. But she said, "I'm 29." She said, "I'll be 29 tomorrow." But I'm going to have to rewind it and go back and see what was the question asked. But it was something about, oh, she said that Ash was saying that she was into sports in high school. And she said, but y'all said she was homeschooled. And he said, we didn't say she was homeschooled. And then he came back and said, we said virtual school. But I thought virtual didn't start until
Until
this.
she left with R. Kelly.
Yeah, that was crazy to me. He said her 12th grade year was the year she did virtual. And I'm just like, make it make sense. Like,
That's when
but
she left with R. Kelly. And that's September, right?
yeah, and he said she turned 18 in December.
Hmm.
Still don't add up to
But
me.
she had already been with him for a whole 6 months, or 5 months prior to that.
That's why I said I got to go back and hear it, because the way the young lady was explaining it to him, she had only been gone for like 2 months. But of course, as we read it, it was supposed to have been 6 months. So that's a contradiction in itself right there. That's a
No,
whole
because
4 months.
he said she met him in April. She was going
Mm-hmm.
back and forth with him all the way until September. Then once September came, she begged her parents to let her go stay with him in homeschool so they can get more into the music thing. And that's when she went to live with him. So from September to December is what they're talking about, is the 3 months.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute, something don't add up. That's like a 4 months difference. Like, okay. But yeah, that makes. But it's just a lot still don't add up to me.
Something's going on with your speaker.
Mine? Oh, let me see.
Did you guys go back over there to listen? Everybody got quiet. Hello? What happened? Did you guys all unsubscribe? Or I don't know if everybody was still following any of the other
I
channels to
unsubscribed
see what
yesterday.
Okay.
No, I had subscribed yesterday, but then my first comment got me blocked. So I unsubscribed then because I got mad. But I'm reading our chat, and I saw what Nova YTF had wrote. And I'm just like, he has said that before. Talking about he had an apartment in his name. He said that before. Once you tell one lie, you got to keep saying it over and over and over to make it seem believable. But We already know he's straight lying. And I
Did you
can't say
used
the
to
person
follow
name
any
who
of
she
the
talking
ops?
about.
During trial, I followed the
Who, me?
ops. Yeah, during trial, I followed some
Oh
of the
no.
ops just so I could get their perspective because I can't understand why they see things the way they see them. So I would just listen to them read the transcripts and hear them read it differently than we read them. But once trial was over, I couldn't. I couldn't because nah.
No, I never did. A lot of the bloggers I don't know. I'm just learning them, during the trial. So I missed a lot of good information from some of the other bloggers that I hear everyone talk about. So I kind of like I was on, who page did I start? I started off of DJ's page. I think that's who page it was. Yeah. So, but I think everything had just like the day I started watching him was the day he did the interview with her father. And that's why I was like, I actually was there listening to it. He couldn't cut that up. It was no way
There's no
DJ could cut
way.
that up. It was
Nope.
no way he could have cut that up because he didn't even know that he was even being recorded. He called that man phone, so how could he chop it up? That was crazy to me.
It
He
was
said
I
live.
that.
It
watched
wasn't
it,
no
but I
recording.
wasn't
It
there
was
live.
live.
Yeah, I
Yes, that's
didn't see it live, but I've seen it now.
no.
Yeah.
I actually seen it when it was in rotate, like in
Me
play,
too.
and
Me too.
it was live. It was no, because I think DJ didn't even know who it was calling his phone at first.
Because DJ was live talking about something, and then he called in.
Yes, yes. And I was just like, this is crazy. He just said, I will pay you $500 for the first piece. Let me just, this man right here, I see why all of them are the way they are. Because this is crazy
You could
when the
tell
dude,
Azriel has learned from the best. He is a salesman.
yes,
He is a
yes,
manipulator. And when she said it on Gail King, she said he is the manipulator.
yes,
She
she
was real
did.
serious.
I definitely believe she was serious about that.
She was serious about everything in that. She was real passionate and serious during that conversation. And that looked like her most authentic self.
Yes. That's
While
why I
she's
said
trying
this
to play like
sweet,
she's
loving
real
person.
innocent.
But see, here's the thing. My thing is the stuff that she has wrote in her brother's letter, the way she acted after Rob left. Remember, they did a video and she was on her Snapchat and she was like, "That's my main." Blah, 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 blah. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
all of that matches to what her testimony was at the trial. So for him to say that, oh, it's totally different, Robert was not around, so I don't get it.
Hey, that's crazy. You right, Miss Sylvia. And what was so strange that he said, somebody asked him, well, why didn't you been her biggest supporter, why didn't you all show up in court with her? He said she didn't want us to go because she didn't want us to hear what was being said. And so they said, well, she said, y'all beat her too. And he came back and said, well, she was afraid when she was in court, and she still was taking up for him. I'm sitting there like, what? That should have been the most safest place for her.
But
She
didn't
was
she say
surrounded.
on Gail King that she looked him right in the face?
Yeah,
Yes,
and
She
she
he didn't look
wanted
did.
at
him
her.
to.
He didn't look at
So
her.
how you gonna be afraid but look him right in the face? Like, no, that's not what you do when you're afraid. I've been in domestic
Exactly.
violence, and honey, when I was in court, I was head down, shaking.
Let
Like,
me tell
so
you
you're
what
full
he
of
Exactly.
it.
did, y'all. Let me tell you what he did. While he was in court and all of them came up in there, he was
Mhm.
drawing. He was looking at his paper drawing. He didn't even look at them.
That's what I thought y'all said he
He
did.
was drawing.
But he lied and said that he was up bug jumping or whatever he said. I was like, what?
Robert did not get up. He was doing a trumpet thing with his fingers. He did not get up to do no dance. He did not hit no table. They're just lying.
That is just sad. It's so sad. I was like, now I know that would have been the first thing someone would have said. Because I mean, I remember when they first said he kind of like was doing a trumpet with his hand.
Mhm.
And I was like, that's the only thing we heard. We never heard him, standing up. Because for one, they wouldn't let him do this. So that's why I was like,
Asriel asked
what?
him to stand up. And Kanik was like, "Don't you dare!" But the judge asked him to stand up.
This, ooh, that man right there. I just don't know what to do. Then he didn't even realize and couldn't tell how many baby mamas he had. I mean, it was just too much. But you know everything else, but you had to count it on your fingers how many baby mamas you had. Like, this was crazy. This was just too much.
And Azrael perjures herself on that, and the judge did talk about impeachment on her. She
Yeah, I
talked
remember
about
that. Mm. Oh yeah, I like that he asked about her. He said, "What happened that it was something about the clothes she wore," and he asked the daddy a question like, "Oh, well, if she's a victim, why does she dress so provocative or whatever?"
it.
And
Who asked
I
that question?
one of the when he was letting people come on to ask questions,
Hmm.
and he cut the person off. I think the person got ready to say something, but he cut it off, and I was just like, man, that was a great question. Like, I wanted to know that too. Like, why she gonna Gail King like she was this church girl, but in court she came with cleavage open, and like, I wanted to really know that what was her mentality. But I had to think about it. They had to sell, you got to sell the story, so they got to have her looking like a little nun, you know.
LaShawn, the reason why the judge didn't impeach it because they stipulated it. They came into some sort of agreement. I don't know why they came with that agreement, but that's the reason why they stipulated the inconsistency. They stipulated them.
Mm, mm, mm.
If on the second Gail King interview, I don't know if anybody picked up on this, but and I don't know if Gail like I just don't know about these people that be doing these interviews with them, because she said in the second interview, and she said that everything that she said on the first interview, like, she lied, but when she got on the stand under oath, basically everything that pretty much everything that she said in that first interview, she
Is what she
testified
said
to
on. Yeah,
on the
yeah,
stand.
yeah.
The only part
Mhm.
that we didn't know about the driving 8 hours across state lines, uh,
Or the mother being the one to write
the
the
mother,
email,
the
the text
texting,
message. Yeah.
pretending to be her, and
Hmm.
she didn't say that they beat her to make her sing. Aside from those three things, everything
And else is
that
the
she
same.
said in that first interview, she testified to on the stand.
Hey, did you also see in that interview she was doing a snapping in a circle?
Yeah, honestly,
Do you
I
know
felt
that's a
like,
form of a hypnosis?
yeah, mhm. There's a I gotta get the name of that, but in therapy, in certain therapy sessions, that's used.
Yeah, it is. It's something that's used commonly. So it's kind of
Hmm.
triggers. It's like a triggering thing to help. I don't know. She's trying to play games with that lady, and but I
Let
kept
me.
wondering why she was doing a circle, snapping her finger in a circle.
I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it honest with you. I think some of what Angelo said tonight, the part that I caught, he said something about no. It was Choke. He said, about Gail and them doing the job. It's just a job and they're being told what to do. I do believe that to an extent. And I think that there's no way Gail is not stupid. That lady done been around the block and back. She's not wet behind the ears. I know she know that girl is lying, because she sat there when she said, but then I had to catch myself when she said, "Oh, I lied. Everything I said in the interview, I lied the first time when I came here." And I was like, I started to lose it for a minute. And then I said, Gail know damn well if, and I know you don't think CBS got the trial transcripts, both sides? they don't have access to that? I'm sure they do, and I'm sure they know that pretty much everything that she said on that when she sat there and she said it. I'm pretty sure that they know when she got on that stand, she testified to that plus more. You know, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Angelo and Alice, they didn't. And from little things that I've been hearing, I believe that they're not on speaking terms. She's not on speaking terms with them. And that's why they didn't come to that trial. Something happened with them behind the scenes. And they're not speaking. And they didn't want to show up because they knew she got mad and they knew she was going to throw them under the bus. I think they knew that she was going to throw them under the bus, and that's why they didn't show up. Ain't no, oh, she didn't want us to come. No, you knew because y'all beefing that you was gonna get thrown under the bus. And Angelo, he can't speak on nobody's parenting because see, it's not just Azriel that's messed up in this situation. Look into Angelo's other children and then their parenting or lack thereof. If you raising your grandchildren, right? He said that, right? He's raising grandkids, right? What does that tell you about the children that he raised? If your father is raising your children, that means that in some way or some shape or form, you have to have you raise some unfit children. Because I was raised around, a lot with my grandfather. I lived, with him a good portion of my life. And I didn't live there because my mother, my biological mother was a fit parent. I was there because she wasn't. But I had my adoptive parents as well. So, you know, yeah, and that was for a reason because, people don't usually you know, end up adopted when they have fit parents. And I just would respect I would have more respect for a person that just own their shit. Excuse me, Sylvia. Excuse me. Him sitting there, trying to act like he was this great parent when the first 7 years or so, if you do the math and you listen to what he said and you look at his arrest records and compare that to when Azriel was born, he was in jail like the first 7 years of her life. So how you raise some kid by 7 years old? I mean, kids are, they already have a personality and, they're kind of like somewhat not raised all the way, but you came into her life and she was 7 years old. You got kids in prison and you raising grandkids. So ain't no way, Angelo, you're going to ever convince me that you're a fit parent. And to for you to feel like you didn't fail your daughter, dude. Like, come on. Come on. You put her in this situation. You and your wife are to blame. You put her there. That he didn't come looking for your daughter. He didn't have to chase your daughter around. The problem is
What happened to her? What happened to Shamika? Where did she go?
it
What
kicked me
happened? You
off.
hit the wrong button?
I don't know what happened. Something's up
Oh.
with my.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. That girl, and let me just be clear before I say what I'm about to say. I'm in no way let me try. I'm trying to say this in a way. I don't want to come across like I somehow feel sorry for her or whatever, but just from listening, sitting and listening to her and observing her, her mannerisms, she is very manipulative. She's very conniving. She's cunning. She is evil. She gets it honestly. That girl being raised by her pappy and her mammy, she didn't stand a chance. Any man or boy, even even if it was somebody her age, she's dangerous. She's dangerous, and she if she didn't unleash the bull crap on Rob, it would have been somebody else. It would have been somebody else. You know, and it's just sad that she was willing to do that to somebody that I don't think that he was in love, but I think he cared about her. You understand what I'm saying? And for her, you know, sh of course her parents was involved, but she knows right from wrong. You know, I remember, you know, being young, and when I would go to visit, when I would go on like visits with my biological mother, you know, she had a boyfriend that I didn't get along with, and we just didn't get along, to make a long story short. And I remember it would be things going on in the house, and they would always say, like, I knew it was wrong, and they would tell me, "Oh, don't tell my grandfather." And they would, knowing, because I was a strong-willed, kid, I would go, even if they gave me money not to tell, even if they threatened me. Sometimes I used to get threatened not to tell certain things, but I always would go and tell my grandfather every single thing that I saw, that went on, and that I knew was wrong. And I was so strong-willed that my mother or this guy could never make me lie. Like, that would have never went down. If that was me in that situation and my parents sent me in to do something like that, it would have I would have folded on them a long time ago, because I can't be forced to do anything. So I feel like this. Was she acting like with her parents? I do believe that. But I believe that they had a plan going in, right? And she knew what it was. But she was smart enough to, when she got in there, she was able to go and finagle her way, sit back, peep the scene, see what it was. And I don't think that you know, I just lost my train of thought. I mean, okay, so I'm saying I don't think that it was him who created the division with her and her parents, and she said it out her own mouth. And my thing with people that listen to her, and it's like, how can you, 1 minute, when she's saying something that fits your narrative, then you believe her. But the moment she says something that doesn't fit the narrative, then you want to say, "Oh, well, she's lying. Oh, well, she's not believable. Oh, well, he coached her." It's like, come on, you can't have it both ways. And recently I was on a panel, and this girl, not on the panel, sorry, let me back up for a second. I was listening to some lady, I think her name is like TKO something, I don't know. I came across her channel, and I was watching a panel, and she had Gerald Griggs on there. And, it's sad that even now, after the verdict, the trial, the verdict. I think, at least I've seen it on this side, we've all sat back, and I don't think any of us have ever said that we thought Robert was innocent and we thought he was like an angel. I don't think that's never been the narrative on this side. And sometimes, when something happens after the storm passes, you sit back and you reflect and you see, well, okay, well, yeah, I believe this or I believe that, but you know what? That person was wrong. And it's like nobody wants to take accountability for anything. Everybody just wants to put everything on him. Everything is his fault. And uh, it was a question. Somebody was on this panel and they brought up the parents. They brought up something, about the parents. And Gerald Griggs, and he had the stupidest look on his face when I believe it was a guy, and even the person, the host, she deflected because when he brought up, well, about the parents, the first thing she went, well, were you going to his concerts? You still supported him? You still, that was the root. And then Gerald Griggs, his comeback was, oh well, people in the industry still work with him. So I'm like, wait. So you're not answering the question and you're justifying these parents' poor decision to leave their child or put their children off on a man, at the very least, who has had decades of allegations. And when he said, oh well, people still work with him, and I was like, wow, I wish I would have caught this while I was live, because my response would have been to that when he said, well, people still work with him, but none of the people that he, from the beginning of his career all the way up until now, none of the people who he wrote hits for, none of the people who he did tours with, or even did their songs with, none of their children are coming out saying that he's done anything to them. So if you want to work with somebody who maybe has a questionable background, personally, there's just certain things that if somebody is convicted of, and there's certain things like I probably couldn't stomach, so I wouldn't necessarily work with a person. But let's just, for argument's sake, say I might work with you if you have certain charges or whatever the case may be, but I'm not going to ever trust you around my child or bring any child around you, for that matter. Nobody wants to take accountability. Drea don't want to take accountability. The women don't want to, the grown 30, 20 something year old, they don't want to take accountability. It's like nobody does. And at this point, listening to these people it just becomes redundant. It's very draining, and it's like I'm just I would have just liked to ask. Well, I would like to ask all of it, everybody involved, what is the end game? And I think when this is all said and done, Angelo said something tonight that I was just like, I laughed. And I was like, this guy is really mentally off. He said, oh, about suing. He said, oh, something about, suing the label because, they hired him and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, so you think, so now you think, the fact that he even thinks that he had a chance of even suing Sony is laughable. And these I don't want to say the word, but these females, it's like you guys have literally sold yourselves for pennies on a dollar. Lifetime made millions of dollars. I'm sure Sony has made millions of dollars. All of these big entities have made millions of dollars in this situation. and you guys signed up, and you hear people, oh, only got paid $1,500. I only got paid $1,000. I think the most I've heard anybody say they got paid was around like $5,000, and this is what you were willing to sell yourself short for. You know, it's sad. You know, what do you think? You're gonna rise to fame in the industry? Everybody or anybody who knows who've ever had any dealings in the industry, dealings with people in the industry, it's a very corrupt, shady, cutthroat business. And one thing I learned very early on, I have friends and I have family and associates that work in the industry, different parts of entertainment and, you know, even some in sports. One thing they don't like is people that run their mouth. Yeah, people might not be speaking publicly and saying anything, but they're a liability to anybody they come across. Because the minute something don't go their way, they become a liability. Even if people ain't saying it publicly, they know that he got a raw deal. They know that this case was bullshit from the beginning. And I don't think a lot of people thought it was going to go this far, you know? But, you know, we're here. And like I said, I accept the verdict. I don't agree with it. And I don't think the appellate court is going to agree with it. I'm going to say this. I don't think that this case will even go to the Supreme Court. I think it's going to be like in Bill Cosby's case. I think that um, it will go to the appellate court and say, and then it will be uh, overturned. And my hope is that it gets overturned, and not only that, not just overturned, but I think it should be overturned, and it should be a stipulation clause of, you know, that they can't come back and ever like try him again on anything related, you know, to this, or, you know, from a certain time period, being as though they went back so far. And, you know, they even had to stoop so low as to you know, bring up Aaliyah. And I just think it's time to just put that to rest, because no one should be allowed to go back 20 something years just to strengthen a weak case that they have and try you for something, you know, a bribery at that. He's not even being charged for the marriage. He's being charged for the bribery. You know, they're saying, you know, he's not even being charged for statutory rape or anything but bribery. And I've seen some RICO cases. I mean, one of my brothers even got caught up in a case involving, you know, RICO, but I've never seen such a misuse and abuse of the RICO in my life. And I've been sitting back, I've been doing a lot of research on this different RICO cases, and I can't find one, you know. But, you know, I just, this case, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot, you know. And, you know, watching what I did catch, you know, I was in and out on Chokes Live. He's not informed. Sylvia, did you pick that up when you were listening to him? How misinformed he was? Because I realized that, and I don't think he was after the truth. He was just, he knew he was going to use the girl and then bring her dad on, because trust me, Choke is not stupid. stupid. He knew exactly what he was doing. He saw how people was going in. Well, I didn't even see the um I haven't seen the live with Levi. I just heard like little clips and stuff that was played on other channels over here. I honestly I have not been on Levi's channel since 2019. So I don't know whatever he's doing or got going on, but he saw the drama, he saw the views, and he devised that plan. And when he said Azrael was coming on, I knew it was something was off about it. I just couldn't quite put my finger on it. And then I started thinking. I said, why would she come? First of all, she remember what as Angelo said when him and Larry was going back and forth, and he said, this is business and $10,000 an interview or whatever. Azrael's not gonna go do an interview that she's not getting paid for. So why was she that? And when I really, really thought about it, and I got off Spitting Fires live today, I said to myself, it hit me. I was like, but I couldn't figure that out while I was in the live because I would have typed it in the chat. She's like, first of all, so she's not. You're not going to pay her $10,000 to do an interview. So for that reason, she's not going to come on your platform. Not only that, there's still an open Chicago case, and I don't know if she could be called for a witness, possibly. And I'm sure that she's probably been told, or given a script of what to say and what not to say in interviews. And she's probably, more than likely, is going to go to platforms where she's not going to have to answer real questions. And she's only going to feel safe on platforms where she can push a certain narrative, or she's gonna be able to not have to answer, certain questions. So yeah, he think he's slick, and he got you know I've never seen, and that's another thing too. The amount of super chats that I was seeing pop up on his screen tonight, I've never seen people donate money like that to him. But you live, you learn. We live to see another day, and just once somebody show you who they are, you just believe them and move accordingly. You know, that's all. But
Sorry, I had to step away for a second twice. Charlotte said will take over the interview, and that's what he did. Shakira. She must have something to do too. Anybody else want?
Hey, I'm back. I had to blow my nose. I got
Yeah. Yeah, we
I
have
want to be on here sounding like somebody else. I want to be over here sounding like who. Your number one fan.
My flower pot.
Yeah.
Has she done a video on me after I reveal what she looked like?
My niece sent me something to my phone today. I ain't go over it yet, but my niece be paying attention to her. My niece be like, she's like, you see this? She's like, she's pure comedy. I said, yeah, I can't
She's a
with
comedian.
her.
She's a comedian.
No, I really had to, I said, what is her? Obsession with you. I mean, I think. I mean, she goes off on everybody. She really goes off on a lot of people, but she has this obsession with you that I'm not gonna lie. I think it's kind of weird and like creepy, but kind of like sad, pathetic, and even a little humorous. It's like, lady, like, stop it. You know, I don't know. She just wakes up on one every other day. She'll make one video in the morning, then turn around an hour later, and she'll be saying something different. And she'll come back in a couple of days and be calling for peace and everybody to work together, and we need to do this for Robert. It's like, lady, cut it out.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
coming after Kanik and what's the name of them
Yeah,
again?
can't. Yeah, she's.
Oh,
It's
she
like,
got me. I will not join your sunset place. Get behind me.
it's like, go take
You
your
know I'm gonna play this
medication.
tomorrow, right? On my backup.
My niece
She
is
just loved my
cracking up
hairstyle.
at her. I'm not.
She
You know
loved
what?
that
I'm gonna
hairstyle
see if
that I
I'm
had.
gonna next time you go live on your other channel, because my niece, I ain't even she gonna cut up, so I gotta wait till you go live on the other channel, and I think I'm gonna have her come on.
Okay.
She be having me in tears.
Y'all, listen, I can't wait to play this on the other channel. I can't wait.
She's like, yeah, everybody that was on that panel, I want you to go. I'm like, well, I was on the panel, but I don't have a channel, so.
Oh, I can't wait till tomorrow. We're gonna do this early.
She's obsessed with you, then it's Dottie, then it's like, damn, it's like, lady, do you ever stop? It's like, sheesh, like, I can't imagine just being on one every single day. You know, she said when her and Angela was allegedly going back and forth, and she claimed, "Oh, Angelo threatened a federal witness. He threatened a federal witness. I'm on the witness list, but you didn't show up." And then, oh, when court time comes, oh, well, they didn't think it would be a good idea for her to come on because of the whole Drea situation. But they knew that.
She's so
They knew
phony. She
that.
was never on the witness list. She's such a liar.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that
She's such a
because
liar. Her pants on fire.
technically, if you listen to the same story that she's been telling on any platform that will listen, with her picture or somebody else's picture for that matter, she's telling the same story. And when you listen to her stories, like, what exactly could she really? Okay, you never saw anything, but you didn't spend a substantial amount of time with them, or did she? You know, you know we I ain't want to speculate, but the way she act, you know, and then she made the insinuation about the pregnancy. I was just like, I can't. I mean, kudos to the people that still believe in her. You know, people can believe whatever they want, but me, I'm good on her. You know, I told my niece, you can keep going to her page and screen recording her nonsense. I said, just don't send me, I said, the thing about her videos, they're never that long anyway. You know, she comes on, I don't know, I seem to me, like, I don't know what kind of device she's working with, but it'd be like staticky, and it'd be like, sometimes the pictures be, just weird and like faded. I was like, she need to go and get her, sinuses checked. You know, her sinus, get that taken care of, and then get her some Mucinex, because it sounds like she got like mucus in her throat.
312. What did you re-upload? Which one do you re-upload? Let's go see it. 312. I can't. I gotta do it from the other page.
I think the next time I'm gonna go on her platform, at least she gonna block me. I might have to create a troll page, because I don't have a troll page. I might go and ask her when she gonna drop a bag to the attorneys. Cause she be flashing some money.
She likes my hairstyle. Didn't I say, Shakira, didn't I say, so I'm going to be somebody's commentary with this hairdo? Why do you think I got on there like that?
Yeah, I knew she was gonna. I knew.
Look, if I didn't want somebody to use it as commentary, I would have never got on. I would have kept my picture like this up. I would have never did it.
Listen, my niece when she said what is wrong with her. She said because my niece I don't indulge in the Mary Jane, but my niece do occasionally, and she called me. She had me in tears. She said, "Yo, I'm too." She said, "I'm too high for this." She said, "What is wrong with her?" I said, "Oh,
Yeah.
I said she got an obsession with Sylvia,
Yeah, she
and
is. She's
now
obsessed.
she's obsessed with Dottie.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are and well, she don't. She used to. It was like Randa. First, it was Randa. She was obsessed with Randa, and then it was you. Now it's Dottie. Who knows who is going to be next? She's like so unstable. It's really not even funny. And why anybody would even work with her, why anybody would even listen to anything that she has to say is beyond me.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're going to be giving orders, right, it's one thing if you want to support and send money and just send uplifting cards and positive messages and just reading material, maybe drawing material and things like that. If you want to support in that way, but I think it's fine to stay behind the scenes and not show your face, right? Because you don't need to do that. But when you start trying to organize things and try to call shots and do all of that, and you've been doing this. She literally, because I've been cleaning out whew, I've been cleaning out my iCloud for like about the last about a week now, and I have stuff in my iCloud all the way from like 2014, right? With that being said, a lot of the stuff she started out like 20, was it 2018 or so.
Mm-hmm.
She came out maybe 2018, she came out, and it's just nonstop, just nonsense with her. And like, I can't even go back to like even old videos, and it's like you've been about 3 years into this and you still haven't. And then the fact that you think that people should you know, uh, believe in you, support you, or listen to anything you have to say is beyond me. And I don't really like, um, I don't like what she's doing with his brothers. I don't like that. I don't like, having Bruce on the live. And I don't know what was going on with him. He seemed like
Oh,
he was
I
on
just want to tell
one.
you, Bruce is out. Bruce is out
Oh,
now.
he is?
Mm-hmm. But he
You
didn't
know,
talk to her. He hasn't talked to her.
yeah. And, linking him up with people. We found out that she was the one who linked him up with Don, and he was living at the mama's house. It's like, lady, like, why are you inserting yourself into this man's life in that way? You're saying, oh yeah, he got a message. You think he's really? I don't believe he ever communicated with her. I'm gonna be completely honest. Now she said that they had talked by phone. She contacted him in the very beginning, when everything was going on, and he agreed with her speaking on his behalf. I gave her the benefit of the doubt in the very beginning when she first went on FaceTime, because at that time we didn't know. But after a while, I started noticing little things, but I didn't say anything. And then
Mm-hmm.
the more and more I started listening to her, things she would say, didn't make sense to me. And when she kept coming out, when she started talking about his money, like, no, he has this amount of money and he has intellectual property and so on and so forth. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Like, the feds is like breathing. What? I was just like, yo, I said, this lady, she's an agent of chaos. And not only is she an agent of chaos, she's also she's a double agent. And I can see her. She, to me, it's like she's been playing all sides, right? I don't know who she's I don't know exactly who she's working for or who sent her. I have an idea, but I don't want to put this out there. At least not on this channel anyway. But she's been playing all sides. You know, she makes the most outlandish allegations against people. She's accused people of different things, and then all of a sudden the same people you're saying, oh, she said, oh yeah, he told me when he when he got locked up, he told some no he oh let me back up. She didn't say that he told her directly, but I think she said he told Will Edie that, or somebody in the crew, that uh somebody set him up. But then she comes back and she's cool with this person. And I don't have a problem with that. That's not the focal point. But my thing is this: it's just like with the choke situation and the Jessica Reed. You came out, you accused this man of different things, doing different things, setting him up. So, but now you come out and now you're vouching for this person and you're cool. So my thing is, were you lying then? Like what's going on? Because you sending mixed signals to people and you're stirring the pot and you're keeping up a lot of bull crap, and I think she gets a kick out of that. I'm almost questioning if because we see a picture and we hear a voice. Picture and voice. Never seen a face. So, with that being said, I'm starting to really question, does she even really know the man personally? Because she could know somebody. The information that she gave, uh, it was kind of it was specific, but I can't say that it was a whole lot of detail. It was just the story, where she was working in the house. She saw some pictures with Sparkle. Sparkle came over the house. There was pictures, with Drea. To me, if you put all of that to the side, I don't know. Like I don't know, is this her story, or is this maybe somebody else's story that, you know, she's taking and making it her own. I think on this side I see a lot of people, you know, it's like, use your common sense, use your discernment. Stop letting people sit behind the scenes or sit either they sit even some people, that show their face, they still playing like puppet master and pulling strings. But definitely somebody that we don't know, we've never seen. And people just have to be mindful. Everybody's just trying to, like, this is like uh you know it's like it's like, you know how when it's blood in the water and the sharks, you know, they circle around and everybody's just trying to take get their piece of this man in some way, you know, shape or form. And it's, you know, it's really really sad. And I said this in another comment section, and you know, on a more serious note, and I would have to I no, let me not go there. I don't understand why, you know, everybody's talking about, you know, something is wrong or he doesn't need jail. He's, you know, he has problems. I'm gonna be honest with you. As talented as he is, and beyond him not being able to read and write, something in my spirit tells me that there is something wrong with him, and I don't want to say an actual like diagnosis, you know, because other people have done that, and I think until someone is examined, or if you don't have the ability to examine a person, have the experience and the degree in the background to do that, I just think you should kind of like shy away from that. But you know, knowing what this business is and knowing what it does to people,
Mhm.
I, you know, it makes me sad because you know I have a sibling, you know, that's disabled, and there's, you know, people can easily manipulate and take advantage of them. You know, if you know my relative, if I'll give you an example, someone could do the most mean, most cruel thing to them, and all if they just say, you know, sorry, then everything just goes out the window, and they'll still be like, okay, you know, and they could do something today, and it'll be like okay tomorrow, and then the next day they can turn right back around and do something again, and it'll just be a never ending cycle of that. Whereas with like me or you know, because um we were different, we have the ability to use discernment. And I'm not gonna go too deep too, you know, in detail, but
Mhm.
mm, this relative that I'm talking about, they were born with uh mild form of mental retardation.
They don't use that word anymore, ma'am.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
Because
was
you know,
trying to start. I didn't. I
I
didn't.
that's I'm a provider for kids with that. So it's called, some of them are called autism, low
Well,
spectrum or high spectrum. That's the difference. So we do not say that
yeah,
word.
I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to say that.
Okay, because
It,
we okay.
it.
I get very sensitive when
No,
you
no, no,
say
no, 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 no,
when
no.
people
Trust
say
me, I understand. That's why I say it's a sensitive topic for me because it's and I was trying to find the word. That's why I paused for a second, and then it slipped out. But that,
it has to do with the spectrum.
yeah. Um. Well, you know, the problem is too the age that you know my relative is. They were uh you know born at a time, and
There was no diagnosis. They just called them that word. Yeah.
yeah, that's what they used. That's the term that they used because recently I had to do some paperwork for them, and something, you know, for, you know, state, you know, you have to, they have, you know, for different like, you know, programs and different things like that, and I had to do some paperwork. And you know, I hadn't looked at their paperwork in a long time, and you know, when I looked at the paperwork, uh that's what it said on the paper. And I'm just like, wow, you know, after all these years, you know, they, you know, this, you know, they still in some places. Not all places use that term, but yeah, I do understand what you're saying.
Mm.
Um,
Because I mean, they call it mental disability, but a lot of it is just to have the different spectrums of autism.
yeah, and because I do have two friends, and they have children, and both of them, one has uh autism and is very articulate, speaks very well, and is functional. Is it's on
Yeah,
the
because there's one called Asperger
yeah, yep,
syndrome,
Asperger's syndrome.
the rent
Yep.
syndrome,
Mhm.
childhood disintegrative, something like that,
Mhm.
and Canner syndrome. I know quite a few of them.
Yeah, and like my one friend, her son, he has to be, I think he's 19, either 19 or 20 now,
Mhm.
but he doesn't speak at all. So he's on, on the lower end of, the
But it's high
spectrum.
spectrum autism. Those kids are just like geniuses because they
Yes,
work a
yes,
computer like out of the
yes.
world. So I mean, I get very touchy when people call.
Yeah.
So I'm very okay.
Yeah, I don't say that like that, like I said, my apologies that slipped out.
Yeah,
But
I'm like a bear with the
I'm very
brr.
no. Let me tell you, I'm very protective and very close to this particular relative. I've almost like there was a situation where when I say about when I hear the stories about people stealing from him and him just allowing people, and I mean these people ain't stealing like uh I don't know, 20-30 bucks or, some food or, something. So these people are stealing like 20, 30, $40,000 Rolexes and money and stuff like that and jewelry, and he's still trusting of these type of people. And this is what makes me, when I brought up my relative, I think about that, and I'm wondering to myself, I've wondered, and I can't medically, diagnosed him, but I'm wondering if maybe that's what people are talking about. I'm wondering if he's ever been diagnosed, and if he hasn't, is there people that have been around him that know that, maybe there's something, because for so many people that to keep saying that, everybody from Demetrius to, just different people. I'm wondering if that's what people know, and they know he's easily, even though he's very intelligent and he's articulate and he can function when it comes to other areas of his life, when it comes to decision making and picking and choosing the right people. He's kind of
He's very
lacking in that
trusting.
area.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if he's trusting. He's more let me see. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, because I had a situation. I was going to really do something bad to, a person who took advantage of, my relative. And the way they took advantage was they took a lot of money. They took a lot of money. It was a lot of money. Yeah.
Lordship Mafia said, but Nina Simone, she was diagnosed really late in life. Yes, I mean, I know when I was younger, him and I are the same age. They did not diagnose people with that, with autism. They did not.
No, 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 no.
Mm,
No, they didn't.
mm.
They didn't. They didn't. I'm just
Even mental illness, they didn't diagnose people with mental. Well, they did some. They just put them in straitjacket and things like that. Give them a check.
and
Get
pumped them
if
with
yeah,
Thorazine. And
yeah,
pumped them with
pump them with
Thorazine.
medication.
Hmm. Yep. That was the go to medicine. And though and I'm sure you've been around being from New York, especially being from New York. I'm
What was
from
it? The
Jersey.
G building, Creedmoor. That was a place that
Yeah, yeah. Uh, you see a lot of people on the street, and they walking around. Older people, and they shaking, and you know those are the people they um that you said, like, they pump them forward full of Thorazine and give them a check, and there's really nobody to look after them, and those people are you know easy to take advantage of. Like I said, this person took a lot of money from my relative, and we were able to get a lot of it back, but whew, when I found out.
And now the thing that like I was reading what Lordship said, that bipolar thing, man, there's so many people who have not been diagnosed with it, but they have the symptoms and there are a lot of people who are who are walking around here without being diagnosed.
That is true. My aunt just got diagnosed with bipolar, and she's what, 50, 56? I want to say 56. Yeah, yeah, 56. But I'm gonna tell you this: knowing what I know now about mental illness and even bipolar disorder, um, I always knew as a kid that something was off. I knew something was wrong. I knew she wasn't normal.
Mm.
But yeah, yeah. In certain cultures and communities, certain things are frowned upon. Medication being one of them, unless it's like recreational stuff. Nobody wants to. Therapy's not a real thing. I mean, I think people are opening up more and talking more openly about like mental health and therapy and medication and stuff like that. And so I think there's progress being made. And I really, really just wonder about that, because these people who have done these things, and these people, and I'm not making up anything, that, I mean, none of us, it's not like we're making up, accusing people of doing things. These are things that people have went on the record, be it on the witness stand or in interviews, and admitted to doing these things to him. And my thing is, if he was such this monster and angry and violent person, why haven't none of these people been put into, why was there never a situation where somebody got their behind whooped? That's what I'm trying to say. Because I'm sorry, you still, and even the video they played in court. I'm sorry, you come in my house, you steal something from me. I'm
Yeah.
not going to just yell. I'm gonna just say that. I'm not going to just yell. I'm probably not even going to yell. I'm gonna ask you for my stuff to give it back. If you don't, it probably gonna escalate. So for them to people to try to paint a narrative like it's not normal for somebody to react, to be yelling, to be shouting at someone for stealing from them, I think that's crazy. I think that's absolutely crazy that someone can even think that. you know and, oh well, he had rules in his house and you couldn't. Yeah, everybody has rules. I know I got rules in my house. Shoot, if I told the rules of my house, I guess I might be in a federal indictment too, with a RICO case, because I'm sure you don't just let people come to your house and have free reign to roam, you know, all over your house. People claim that did anybody testify on the stand that they crapped in a bucket? Nobody said
No,
anything about
no crap
cheese.
in them. They just had to urinate because they had to go on a long distance trip, and they mentioned that. But
But is that like uncommon? I remember. I mean, I
yeah,
know.
I think a lot of people have done that. I know I did it one time in
Um,
the, I crawled in the back of my van and got a
no,
cup.
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. This is so embarrassing, and I hope my cousin comes on here sometime. She be in the bushes, but I hope she ain't listening because she probably gonna be mad at me for telling this story. But I was coming from Springfield, Massachusetts, some years ago, and we were coming from Springfield, and we had to go to the bathroom. And there was like no, we were in the middle. I mean, it was like dark. We were like, oh my God, like, we got to go to the bathroom. And we pulled over. There was like, we got off the highway and we were trying to find a bathroom and we couldn't find one. And there was like this skating ring that was closed. So we were like, okay, the parking lot. So we pull up on the side. We thinking like, okay, we discreet, whatever the case may be. My cousin, she's like, we trying to be like, okay, do somebody got some napkins, some tissue, baby wipe, whatever. Long story short, Sylvia, we went on the side of the building and we thinking that we laying in a cut and nobody's gonna sit. Me, my cousin, her two friends, we all pee in the parking lot. And I had to be the one to go last. And as everybody else is like fixing themselves, I'm like, thinking, why a cop car like rolled around to the side of the building and shine this big old bright light right as I'm about to get up and like pull up my pants. So peeing in a cup, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like um they just turned situations like that, which was like innocent, into something that was just sinister and crazy. And I think as
So now it's
far
against the law to pee in a cup.
wow.
Just don't drink it.
When I got, listen, like I'm not going, the light was shining on me. Luckily I wasn't like turning like with my back but my face. I was like just got finished and I went to go and the cop like shined the light and I guess he seen me so he turned the light off and then I just I wiped my soul, pulled up my pants, whatever, and he just got out the car and he was like, oh, is everything okay? And he's like, "What are y'all doing back here?" And I was, we was just honest. Like, I was like, I had to use the bathroom. I couldn't hold it. He was like, "Oh, okay." And he just looked at our IDs and he let us go. I didn't get a ticket, and I was peeing in public,
Mm.
not in the van, not in the car, in like a public parking lot. You know.
Mm-mm. Well,
So I don't know, and
I'm
that
about
just
to go hit the road, go to bed now.
yeah. I got some work I gotta do before I
Well,
go to
guys,
sleep.
good night. I was just trying to keep y'all from being in that other chat because
Yeah, thank you, Sylvia. Um, I have to get your email because I know a couple people that want to get the transcripts from you. I have them like on paper. Somebody gave them to me in a paper form. They were able to print them out. I just don't have the. Uh, I don't. I mean, for me to print them and send them through the mail, I just told them I was like, look, I can. I know somebody on YouTube you can get them from. So I'm just gonna pass your email along if you don't mind, and they'll just send you a donation. I won't say pay you for them because I know that there was some.
donation because we still
No, no,
got
no,
one
no,
more
no,
to
no, no,
get.
no. I said that's why I said donation. I said that's why I said I'm not gonna say pay
Yeah,
because
but we
then
still got something good because I thought I had the 24th and it looks like we didn't have it because they didn't give it to us. I didn't get it. I didn't
So the one for
purchase
the
it.
24th. When are you going to be purchasing it?
I'm trying to get it. Trying to get the money to get it because we
All
got
right.
the 27th.
Well, I can just make a donation towards it. I don't necessarily need it, but I know the other people that it'll be easier for you to just send it to them
Are you looking for the
electronically.
24th? Because I don't have the 24th.
The
Because I thought I
24th.
had it.
So
I thought I
yeah,
had the 24th. I don't have it.
I'll
What they
let you.
did is the 23rd when that lady did because when I did the closing argument, I thought the closing argument was that Friday. It was not. It was the rebuttal of the Shahada lady, and she did the rebuttal that evening, and they carried it on to the next day. That's Friday. So I don't have Friday's transcript.
Yeah, a lot of the people that I know that watch your channel. So some older people that I didn't even know they were like watching it. They were like, "Oh, are you on YouTube?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I be on YouTube sometimes, but I don't." They was like, "Oh, do you know?" Because they were talking about Bill Cosby.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of older friends like your age and older. Not and I'm not saying that like in a because I like to learn from older people and you know they were so misinformed about this case that if next time you go live and just some of the things that they were under the impression and of course I wish they didn't ever watch that Lifetime mockumentary because what I've found, Sylvia, is that when I'm talking to people who have never uh watched the documentary, it's easier for me to explain to them and show them the facts, from the transcripts and different things like that. It's easier. But the people who watch that, oh my God, they can be very very hard to talk to when it comes to this because they believe that Lifetime mockumentary they believe it like it's the Bible. And I think slowly people are the narrative is changing and it's not changing in a time that some of us would like. I will include myself in that as well, but I think in God's timing, you know um the people are waking up. People are waking up, and all of these people who did this, I think that they should be repenting, you know and praying for mercy because the wrath that's going to come upon them for this,
Mm-hmm.
trust me, no jail sentence would compare, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, I just want to say good night to, well, not good night for me because I gotta work. I gotta get some work done. I work from home and I work for myself, so I just work whenever. I work whenever. I don't really have like a set schedule. But I'm going to pass the email to a few people. It's only 3 people, and then I will make a donation sometime tomorrow to the Cash App, and you can just put it towards whatever the transcripts, the price of the transcripts is. And
All
I
right.
think it's important. Again, just keep. We gotta just keep, some days it's good to take a day off and, shoot and maybe, sometimes, but, delayed, as DJ would say, delayed doesn't mean denied. And right now, it's delayed, but it's not denied. And on that note, everybody have a good night. Sylvia, you take care.
You too. Good
And
night.
I'll see you on the next one.
All right. Good night, everybody. Good night, everyone. Wait a minute. I was trying to see stat question. Eduardo, thank you. This is the bomb. I just want to show you guys. I got to show you guys the design he did for me. Hold on, I'm trying to get the design. Hold on. I just want to show everybody the design. Okay, guys, I couldn't show my stuff because um the internet is updating. You know how they do it overnight. So I couldn't show it. But you guys saw it earlier. I love it. I love it, Eduardo. Eduardo, I love it. Thank you so much. The green is the one I want. The green. The green one's perfect. With the eye being all green, yes, that's the perfect one. No fox. No Nova. No fox for me. Nope. No fox. No fox. He did an excellent job. Yes, just keep this marathon is like really, yeah. But anyway, guys, you guys have a good night. We're gonna be up early in the morning to go over some stuff. Say a prayer for you, Charles. I will. I will definitely pray for you tonight. Tonight, that's what we need to start doing, our prayer again. You know, even if we say a short one, like God bless everybody, right? They blocked you? I don't know why they blocked you, Avalon. Did you put somebody's name in the chat? That's probably why. Oh my gosh, God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Pray God that gives you the strength to endure. Um, mm, mm, God bless you. Guys, say, put some prayer hands for Charles, please. Put some prayer hands for her. Good night, Chris. Good night, Latrice. Put some prayer hands up for Charles. I pray that God give her strength while she deals with the passing of her mother. Lord, strengthen her, keep her,
Guide her, protect her right now in the name of Jesus, Lord. Thank you. Thank you for her life. Father, you said that heaven, well, it is said that heaven has no, I mean, earth has no sorrow that heaven cannot heal. Father, I ask you to heal her heart right now, her broken heart. Father, heal her right now in the name of Jesus. Strengthen her, strengthen her. Let her remember the good times and the memories of her mother, Father God. I ask you to bless her right now. Bless her. Wipe away those tears, Lord. Give her joy during her mourning. Father, I thank you. Thank you for giving her joy right now. Thank you for giving her good memories of her mother. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. 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 Thank you, Lord. Thank you. I support you. The mods have to be fair. Avalon, what happened? What did you put on the chat? Did you put someone's name in there? I pray for every single one of you guys. I pray that you guys get the strength, the peace, the finances, every blessing that God has in store for you. I pray that you will receive it in the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. Avalon, so did you blessing my prayer undone for all of us. Good night. Amen. Thank you, Leslie. I asked what was the other lady that was rambling about. One that follows just attacked me. Huh? I asked what the other lady was rambling about, and one of the followers just attacked me. You said, what was she rambling about? Maybe they felt that you was being negative. Hey, y'all, get over it. You'll get over it. I did. Because lordship is known for getting blocked and timed out. He knows. It's just that they just don't like people attacking the people that's on the it is not the negative page. It's not. Yeah, we don't talk negative about people. We try to stay in the positive. You know, it's okay. I'll still support you anyway. You seem genuine. You must not remember me. Shake my head. Refreshing my memory. Refreshing my memory. Help me. Because at this 54-year-old mind, I gotta keep saying that because that's my excuse, and I'm gonna stick with it. So refreshing my memory. See, I remember Lordship. I don't ever forget that name. Lordship Mafia. I remember it. His Lordship and Lordship Mafia. Good night, Nova. Robert's gonna be fine, y'all. Just wait till you see. It's gonna be fine. He's gonna be greater and bigger and better than what he was. Yeah. Yeah, you can't insult the guest that's on the panel. You have to keep the negative comment to yourself because, I don't want their feelings hurt, My mom had COVID. Oh my God. I had sent you an email. I am producer engineer from Tennessee. I sent you my website. You sent me your website? Producer and engineer from Tennessee? Huh? You sent me it? We talked? How long ago was this? Producing engineer from Tennessee. I sent you my website. I don't remember that. I told you for blame it to my head, not my heart. Tennessee. Y'all, let me tell you something. Phil never responded to my email after he asked me to email him. Then he don't respond. Oh, that dude, man. All right, I'm about to go to bed. All right, good night, my lovelies. God bless you. Sleep well. Restful. Good night.